Hello, Dr. Grimes, Godfather.
Wonder where Al's at.
HR3.
Don't know.
The studio, please. It's time to go live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, y'all doing? Well, look, Ma, I'm on TV. This could get ugly quick. And good morning, golfing world. George Honeycutt, the Godfather. With me, as always, my two brothers from two different mothers, HR3 and Mr. Al Cloyd. I'm going to make you hurl before the day's over with. Hold on a minute. I haven't even talked about the rectal plug.
Oh, somebody stepping a duck?
What's wrong, Hugh?
You ready, D? I'm going to put George in his place.
Beast, you savage. Come on, bark like a dog for me.
You're such an ornery bastard. You know that?
I smell vermin poontang.
You gotta love it. I mean, if y'all are not entertained out there,
You know, I've often thought of becoming a golf club.
You need to go see Al Cloyd.
I noticed your grips were worn, sir. I should have mentioned to you before. I could put some stickum on there for you. It's much.
No, you want to know? Here you
Oh,
go.
no.
I'm going to give you the expertise.
Hey, I should have stayed home and played with myself.
No offense to him. This is something that needs to go on all year long.
It's a
That's
damn
right.
good thing your wife is one of the more beautiful women in the world.
I have no argument there. She is.
You outpunted your coverage.
what's your issue here?
Give me a set of those, a pair of those, and a box of those, and let me have some of those naked lady tees. Moving on.
I think this is a soap opera or something.
I'm not a professional.
Right.
I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night, but I'm not a
How
professional.
many breaths do you think you're going to need when you die?
One.
Quit wasting them.
Yeah.
Because you realize you are going
But I'm
round
trying
and
to
around.
provide good air.
Yeah, you're trying to provide good air, but you're
right.
answering your own question.
Damn it, I am. I know.
You're
Shit.
answering your own question.
Well, if you jump in and talk,
Well, I'm just letting you lay the groundwork because I'm
you
telling
done
you.
said the rest of the show was mine.
It
damn
was. But I mean, I don't want you to have a heart attack because I ain't giving you ugly ass mouth to mouth. The name's
Al will do it.
Cannonball! Cannonball coming.
Broadcasting from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this is TGD Today. And now, please welcome Hero the Third,
HR3.
Al Cloyd,
Dr. Grind.
George Honeycutt, the Godfather.
Hey, everybody! We're all gonna get laid!
Well, we're over and done with.
Yeah.
Don't need to do any more.
No, that's all need to be said and done.
With the intro, I mean,
What else?
it's a program in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TGD Today. Here is the round table. We're going to start things off on this bright and sunny Thursday in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Of course, Hugh Roy III, George Honeycutt. It's good to have Hugh back. He's been gone the last couple of shows, so it's good to have you back.
I was here Monday. Thank you
Were
very
you? much. I don't remember.
Well, that's what CRS happens to, you
CRS. I
know.
got it, dude. I got it in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Damn, it's been cold.
Yesterday was brutal. I mean, brutal. I have more thermals and rain suits and heaters and things going on.
And you got a building now.
Oh, I know. Imagine if it was outside.
I saw golfers yesterday out at Barefoot on the driving range. Dude, I mean, that wind just blowing.
It
And-
just goes to show you how bad these poor folks have it in Canada and the Northeast. Because I tell you what, if they'll come out and play in that stuff yesterday,
There was a group of 28, and four of them had shorts on.
there were guys.
And it was
that had-
29 degrees.
Well, there were guys out of Shasberry. Now, Shasberry, folks, is, it's a few minutes outside of of Myrtle Beach, of the actual
It's
beach.
inland, yeah.
And, that's woods, hunting time, and everything else. And my gosh, it was cold.
I don't know. The golf courses, most of them around here on the coast, were freeze delays yesterday up until 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the golfers, bless their hearts, they're just standing there waiting. The commitment level, I mean, they make their trips. They're all jacked up to come down here and be a part of the experience, I guess.
I guess so. I tell you what, it beats the snow. I mean, you look at poor Buffalo.
God almighty.
Poor Thad Weir, he's a
Minneapolis,
young man that
Chicago.
Yeah, but, I mean, this kid's come down here. He won his third professional golf tournament, and now he's going home to 6 foot of snow.
Yeah. Alistair Dyer out at Barefoot. He's got, excuse my voice, folks. I'm still trying to get over that little touch of pneumonia I had last week. But Alistair had one of the Russian players from the Olympic team. He's got over here for a couple months. And this dude shows up. He's there Sunday, which it was very cold Sunday also, especially Sunday evening. And he just goes out there and pounds balls for hours. I mean, just practicing, short game, everything. And he came back up, and I was getting ready to close up shop there at CPC. And I looked at him. I said, you know, you're very committed. And he goes, Mr. Honeycutt, this is summertime. I said, dude, it's 39 degrees.
Yeah.
The wind's blowing. He goes, yeah, but back home, he goes, we wouldn't even know what grass looked like. He said there'd be 20 foot of snow on the ground.
Yeah, well,
so
you know what I say about that, George? It's a personal problem because I tell you what, there's an easy way to solve that issue.
Move.
It's called move.
Move. No doubt about it.
That's why I only made it 1 year in Pittsburgh. I said, folks,
move.
You know,
I'm debating this week. I talked to She Who Must Be Obeyed. I said, you know what? Maybe Florida's looking better and better. It really is.
I tell you what, I love Myrtle Beach. I love a lot of the folks around here and a lot of good friends. But I tell you what, after this weekend and yesterday, oof.
My adopted brother down there would take me in a heartbeat, and I could move right in with him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just looks better, dude. So, things going well at South Carolina Golf Center?
Yeah, things have been good. Things are busy. We got a lot of things working come first of the year, and hopefully, really start increasing a lot of junior golfers coming in from all over. And
right.
So, things are good. Miss Haley Cleary went for a visit yesterday at Wofford and was made a pretty good offer. And
at Wofford.
The facilities and what William McGirt has offered to do for them up there and help them with their indoor facilities is pretty amazing. But she told the coach, she goes, I just would like to have a little more time to check out some other places. And the coach said, you know what? It's the best thing you could have ever said, because if you'd have taken it right off the bat, then I'd have been a little worried.
Yeah.
So, this young lady's going to be a good one, and she's going to take her time and see what's going on and what's out there. And a lot of these girls are committed early, which I don't understand how these kids commit.
CCU's out of the package here?
I don't think CCU's out of the package. I just don't – she hadn't heard from Katie. So, Katie's got to get on the ball and give her a holler. But, got a busy week next week with the George holiday coming in. I mean, Thanksgiving. Right. I'll be out on Thanksgiving Day watching junior golf. So, I've got a bunch of kids playing. So, things are good. I can't complain.
Good. And I'll be taking the Saturday group out to Shaftesbury this week. So
it's in good shape, George.
Several of the guys complained that they wanted to go out and use their rain checks from 3 weeks ago when we did your open house.
Yeah.
And they wussed, and I use the word literally, wussed out after 9 holes, where Jeff and Dustin and I continued on playing. But and that cost me money.
Yeah.
But we're going to go back out there. We're looking forward to it. We're going to tee off about 9 o'clock, and then we'll all swing by the South Carolina Golf Center for our afternoon libations.
And it'll be nice and toasty in there, I promise you.
Well, it better be, because we'll be in there. There'll be 12 of us.
There you go. Come on.
Be ready to let the liquid flow.
There you go.
And have the ball game on, so we can keep an eye on it. Hey, dude, a lot going on in the world of golf right now. It's you got the European Tour at the DP World Tour Championship there. You've got in Dubai. And it just amazes me. I was up at 3 this morning, like always, watching the coverage, first images. And you're sitting there looking at this place going, everything that's on that golf course was brought in, transplanted off of a ship. It's just amazing, dude. They built their own oasis right there.
Well, it just goes to show you there's nothing money can't solve.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, it's just, you look at the golf course, it's beautiful. The guys love it. They're playing well. I mean, you've got the best players in the world.
Yeah, we'll talk about more of it, Pro Golf Talk Live. A little bit later, we'll go into who's playing well and scoring and how they're attacking the golf course and all. But it's just so doggone impressive, because I remember the first year they held this there. And, there were no homes. There was no towers. There was no townhomes. It was just the green grass of the golf course, and many of the trees weren't 3 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
And it was kind of strange because anytime you had a camera shot from a tower, you saw nothing but barren desert on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Where now the trees have grown, and as you look at it, I'm sitting here looking at it on the monitor right now. It's it looks like you're in North Carolina or you're up in could be Wisconsin.
It looks more like Arizona to me. But
But even look at all the trees, dude.
Oh yeah,
you don't
but
see that many
doesn't-
trees in
It
Arizona.
looks like a normal golf course.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
They've done a great job. So it's a nice situation. But getting into the round table, I mean, the one thing that people, I think all of our listeners, people that play golf, don't really understand is the web.com tour school is going on, and
yeah.
As much as everybody wants to watch the best players in the world, I look at the scores from second stage of the tour school because this is the hardest part of a golfer's career is getting through this tour school.
Yeah.
And second stage is the hardest one there is.
And we had Patrick Lundy in last Thursday, and we were following him. He goes down to the Ombre in Jacksonville, Panama City, the Ombre, and has a very rough first day. Starts off with a 10 on his first hole of play.
And I did mention to you that hole right there is one that can jump up and grab you.
Oh, I told him last week. I said that is a golf course you need to dink and dunk.
And that's why I said, it's one reason why I say, people say, well, why would you go there if it's that hard? Because, well, number one, it's going to be cold. The golf course is hard.
Right.
And if you can produce and play solid golf, you're going to get through. And you don't want to go somewhere where you've got to go out and shoot 66 or 67 every round just to get through. There's only 18 spots and ties in each one of these.
Well, they are through 2 rounds as of yesterday evening, and -1 is leading the event.
Yeah, and 2 over is the number.
And right now, 2 over is the number.
Yeah, and you got 2 more rounds to play.
They had 18 spots that were moving on. There were 75 contestants. Actually, there were 78 contestants. But it's the wind picked up on day 1. It was blowing 20 to 30, gust to 30. And it was very cold. They were in a frost delay in Panama City, which is unusual.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, everybody had to play the same conditions. Everybody had to play the same golf course. And Mr. Lundy ended up not finishing well. He shot 81, and then he decided to WD.
Yep.
So
but I tell you, George, it's that golf course is one of those that, Buddy Gardner designed it. And we played it when the Hogan Tour started, which is now the web.com, but it was the Ben Hogan Tour back in the day. And, it's a golf course to where, if you go out and hit fairways and greens and just make pars, you're going to play well.
Well, that's obvious, dude, in the score.
I know.
If even par is sitting there in second place, then that's just dinking and dunking.
Yeah, and I mean that's why everybody. And the thing that really gets me is, a lot of people ask, well, why would you go somewhere like that? Why is second stage so much harder than the first stage?
I think for me, it would be personally better to go to somewhere where even par is going to be in the hunt instead of maybe I don't have the length. Maybe I don't have the long iron capability, but my putter and my short game will keep me in the loop.
Absolutely.
So thusly, a golf course like this would be more attractive to me in the qualification aspect.
Well, it is because, again, it's about, all you have to do is go out and play solid golf. You don't have to do anything super spectacular. And
you keep it on the golf course.
Exactly. And so many people have asked, well, they got through first stage. What makes second stage so much harder? Well, second stage is that's when things get tight because you get through second stage, you're in the finals, you have status of some sort.
Right.
All right. Yeah. If you miss second stage, you have the same thing as if you miss the first stage, but you have that opportunity. Therefore, the pressure doubles. But to listen to folks say, you look at the second stage, excuse me, and they say, well, this golf course is so hard and, obviously, you weren't ready to get there. Well, if you can't go to a golf course like this and have your A game, as a lot of these guys say, oh, I'm ready, and I feel like I'm the best I've ever been. You go down there and you play bad.
Right.
Maybe you didn't have it before you went.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is about proving yourself. This is where the pressure starts multiplying, and you find out if you have what it takes to get to that next level. And a lot of folks don't understand that out of tour school. They think, you just go down there and you play and you get through and you get to the web.com and blah, blah. It's not that easy, folks. You got a lot of money invested just in your entry fee, not counting your caddy fee, not counting your your expenses for food, lodging,
Right.
gas, and travel. I
Right.
mean, there's a lot that adds up to this, and the further you go along in this, the more money you've got invested.
Well, all these players are going in 3 to 4 days ahead of time to get acclimated, to get practice rounds in, to get on that time clock, wherever it may be. And again, this stage 2, much like stage 1, is being held in several different outlets, several different venues. So you make the choice, really, as you move through, where do I want to go and qualify?
And when you fill out your entry, you fill out your first stage request, your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, and then you do the same thing for second stage. So you have the choice of picking where you want to go. And Larry Mize told me when I first turned pro in the fall of 1987, he said, do not go to Florida. Do not go to California. Because that's where these guys live. Weather's good all year. They're playing golf year-round. They know these golf courses. They're playing the mini tours around there. You're not going to outrun them.
Right.
Go somewhere different. Well, everybody used to laugh. First stage, I used to go to Indianapolis, Indiana. Mickey Powell's golf course, the Golf Club of Indiana. Mm-hmm. He sold it since. But I was up there one year. I was in third place. We got snowed out for 3 days. We had 6 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you talk about – you see people – that's back when you could ride in carts in tour school. And you see people with cart covers on going down the fairway backwards because it was that cold.
Wow.
Wow. I think 315 got through the first year I went to tour school in 87.
315?
315. Now, this is a heck of a golf course, and it was cold, and the wind blows.
Yeah.
It's
folks,
just,
so you're talking about 3 full rounds there in the high 70s.
Oh, yeah, it's 4 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about you went out and played solid. I mean, I think I shot a couple over, and I waltzed through like it was nothing. But, I mean, there were guys that literally would go out and, I mean, shoot 305, 306, and they're like, well, I guess back to the mini tours, or I got to find a job. And next thing you know, they've made it by 10. Mm-hmm. It's just you got to pick and think. You got to choose. If it's difficult, it's difficult, but it also gives you a plus if you have that much confidence in what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And you have a game plan and you stick to it and you're patient throughout tour school. Mm-hmm. Those are the guys that get through. Those are the guys that get to the finals, and all of a sudden at the finals it's almost like freewheeling. You got something, so what do you got to lose?
I made the comment to Patrick last week, and I actually referred to it as, I'm sure Hugh would tell you the same thing if he was here, is you got to go down and play the golf course. You're not playing these other guys. If you got a guy that's going out there and shooting, 6, 7 under in one day, I said, you can't try to catch that. You can't try to keep up with that. That you have nothing to do with his game.
You have no control of that.
You have no control. But more than likely, that dude that goes out and shoots 66 in any particular day is then going to turn around and shoot 78 in another day.
Look at the young man that went out in the European school and shot 58.
Yeah,
he turned around and followed it up with 78.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about – and, folks, I apologize for this, but it's what you've got to understand about golf. Golf is an individual sport. They may play team sports. Colleges, high schools, you have golf teams and whatever. Mm-hmm. If you worry about what your teammates are doing, you're going to play poorly. Mm-hmm. Golf is about you worry about yourself. You go out and produce. You're going to help your team.
You play the golf course.
It's no different than you playing in tour school. You go out and you worry about – if it was me, I'd go out and worry about Hugh Royer. What's my game plan? What am I going to do?
Right.
How am I going to play? And what do I have to do to make sure that I succeed?
Right.
And if I do that, the outcome is going to be what I'm looking for.
Right.
But if I go out and try to make something up or produce something, you get in your own way.
And I told this to Patrick last week, and I guess I was mediating for your infinite wisdom, but I was kind of like your conduit for knowledge. But my point, Jimmy Biggs is in the house. Oh man, I told him, I said, you go out and shoot even par, and you'll make the cut. And he made the comment, I think it's going to be lower than that. And I said, no. I said, I really do think, considering the toughness of that golf course, and I had looked at the weather, and I thought it was going to be a little rough.
Time of year, yeah.
Yeah. And I told him, I said, even par will be in the cut.
I put it to you this way. Right now the number's at 2 over, tied for, 13th through or 11th?
Well, they're taking 18 spots.
So it's tied 13 through 18.
So it's T18, which is +4. +4 is at T18 and less.
Yeah. So you're looking at anywhere from 6 to 8 to make it.
Yeah.
He's at 10 over after one round. I mean, a couple of good scores, he's right back in the ballgame.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We're leading the event. There's 2 1-unders. There's 2 evens. There are 3 +1s. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at +2. So, and then you're jumping into T16, which is +3. So T16 +3, right now it's 3 over.
Yeah.
Is what the cut line is.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, look, you're never out of something,
No.
especially in these conditions and
Over
in these
4
circumstances.
days.
And it's these circumstances.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to tell you what, folks. Today's the 3rd round. Today's Thursday. Friday is the final round. You wouldn't be able to drive a tack up their rear end with a sledgehammer
No.
come tomorrow morning.
No.
And if you go out and you have control of your emotions and you are prepared
And
mentally and physically, I mean, anything can happen.
And
I've
folks,
seen
this is no different. If you're out in corporate America, you're getting ready for a big presentation in front of a corporation that you're just trying to gain their business and capture their attention as representative of your company. It's no different than you walking into a board of directors meeting for the first time and getting prepared for a big meeting where you have to make a presentation, and the livelihood of your future with that particular company is based off of this doggone presentation. It's no different. These guys are out doing a job. This is their elected
No, this is
career
their
path.
interview. This is their interview.
Well, it's their
This right
career
here-
path. So
this right here, you fail through here, you're right back to the mini tours.
yeah,
Going out and working on the cart line to make a little extra money, and then trying to play some mini tour events
Just to
wherever
pay
you
for your
can.
balls to practice,
And I
yeah.
mean, this right here is basically, it's straight up. I mean, this is your time.
Yeah.
And you better be ready. And it better have started several months ago.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And that's the way it is. And this is where you're preparing for that presentation, like you're talking about,
Yeah.
where when you walk up there, you don't have to worry about your notes.
No.
You're sitting there, this stuff
No.
backwards and forwards.
Yeah. You got it
And
down pat.
You look at Matt Fast. He shot 72-69. He's at 1 under.
Yeah.
Michael Hebert, he's at 1 under.
Yeah.
And then it goes to even par. There's 2 guys there, and then it goes to 1 over. I mean, I'm looking at the list. Gator Todd.
Yeah.
Richard Todd, quarterback for the University of Alabama and the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Great people, great family. He is at 6 over par. If this young man shoots even par the next 2 days, he waltzes right through this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure does.
Now, easier said than done.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he starts off with a 78.
He's in that, shoots 71 or 70 yesterday.
And then comes back with 70. Very strong, solid round.
1 under par. You shoot 1 under par the next 2 days. Guess what, bud? You got nothing to worry about. You can get in your car and ride on back home, and you're golden.
And then you're going down to West Palm.
Yeah.
So,
no, actually, they're
for
in
final
Orlando,
stage.
aren't they?
No, West Palm.
Is it West Palm?
Yeah, final stage. But and you're right. I mean, he goes out 78, 70, 69's low for the day yesterday.
Yeah.
So, good playing for him. And there's a couple other known names in here that we've heard before. Bubba Dickerson, we've heard through the college ranks. He shot 75, 71.
It's oneontheweb.com.
Yep.
You've got Reed Edstrom he played at the University of Alabama. Young man's a great player, 78, 71. Yeah, he's 7 over par. But from what I'm looking at and looking at the numbers, T18 is at 4 over.
Right.
He's 3 shots out of the number, and there's 2 rounds. There's 36 holes to be played. There's a lot of makeup ground right there.
A lot of golf. And the weather's only going to get better.
Yeah, and so and it's that way, you go look at the other ones. I mean, they're way under par. They're 65, 6s, 7s, like it's nothing. I mean, to me, this right here, this golf course, these conditions, it makes sense.
Well, Gavin Coles. I mean, Gavin's shot 73, 76. He's tied 33rd. Mm-hmm. But he's so much in there, it's unreal.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's just a matter of who's got the patience to ride the storm and try to get yourself through there.
Scott Stiles, another name that we've heard of. No, 77, 72. So he's
Paul
at plus
Claxton.
7.
Yeah. I mean, Claxton's only a couple years younger than me. He's still playing. He goes out, he shoots 75, 69. Guess what? He's 2 over par, folks. He's tied for 8th.
Yeah. So
shows what experience does for you.
This stuff, I'm glad we entered in that conversation. It's interesting as far as picking a stage and picking a site that you want to go play, and you know your suggestions, the comments and the guidance that was given to you when you came through. Obviously, it fits the same mold as this right here.
Exactly.
You know, pick a golf course that you go out and you play the golf course and you shoot even par, and you're in the mix. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, and here's the way to really back up what you're saying. I mean, and what I was told, what Larry Mize told me to, and it's still, to me, it breeds into today, because as well as golf has developed, players have developed over the years. All right, the talent that is out there, the number of players, great players that are out there trying to get on tour.
Right.
The equipment, the changes. Why not put it in a place to where it becomes more of a mental side of it, mental aspect of it, than just going out and banging it everywhere and trying to make birdies?
Yeah.
Because anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody can manage their golf game around a golf course that's like hitting down a hallway, and then you've got hard greens and wind and cold, and you've got to manage your way around.
You know, it's amazing. I watch some of these players, and you know, I run into weekly, and you run into every day. Is, you know, so they go out and blow a drive, right, and they, you know, put a breakfast ball in play, and they blow one left, and they put a breakfast ball in play, and they blow one down the middle, and you make a 10 on the first hole. And to them, it's no big deal, because, you know, they can also go out and birdie the next 3 holes and win 2 skins out of that.
Yeah.
So the 10, they don't even remember the 10 when they get to the parking lot. I mean, it's done. You know, but for these guys, that 10 sets the stage for their entire life, the career.
It does.
Their profession.
It does something to your psyche.
Yeah.
Period. Your own self-confidence in your psyche, to where,
I mean, you've been prepping. You went through stage 1. You now have several weeks off that you've been preparing, hopefully, for stage 2. You get to a stage 2. You start the first hole, the first day, the first tee ball, and you end up carding a 10. And it's a par 5, but you card a 10.
as well known as a Bo Derek.
Yeah. So, and from
But
that
you still
point,
got- you
when it
still-
comes, and I'm speaking about in reference to Lundy, it pretty much killed him. That was for whatever reason, he determined that was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and the thing is, you still got 71 holes to play. It's not like there's a cut in this thing. You've got 71 holes. Yeah, a 10's a 10, and it is a devastating.
He had a 10 and
blow.
he had a triple, right? Am I right?
Oh yeah, he tripled the second hole, and the second hole is the other hard hole in the golf course.
So he's 8 over, right there, right over. Mm-hmm. He's 8 over. Par on this course is 71.
Mm-hmm.
That if he shoots out par, he shoots 79. He ends up with an 81. So he had 2 other bogeys.
Yeah,
he had a pretty solid round.
Oh yeah, he had it right there in front of him. He could have salvaged it.
You see, for our listeners and viewers, it's just it's a different world. We sit and watch these guys, and they got it made, and they get millions of dollars, and they do this and they do that. It's the ones that get the $1 million. It's the ones that make the multi-millions of dollars. It's the ones that we read about and hear about and listen to and watch every day on television that have gone through the painstaking efforts, much like this man has done, gone through you paid your dues. And they've done that, and they've gotten there, and they're now reaping the rewards of it. And the rewards are what we have built as the amateur golfer. We built these rewards for them by buying the merchandise, by buying the tickets, by being the spectators, by supporting the sport. If we didn't support the sport of golf, they wouldn't be out there playing it. They would be doing something else in their life. So,
it's where you have to take advantage of the opportunity that's put in front of you. And, going back to it again, George, I mean, it's a very simple thing. And, I mean, I had made this comment. Obviously, it went in one ear, not the other. But I said, when you get to the 10th hole, I don't care if you hit 3-iron off the tee. It's a par 5. You can't get there in 2.
It obviously went in one ear and right out his ass.
Put it in the fairway. Put it in the fairway again. I don't care if you got to hit 7 or 8
3
iron
hits,
into a par 5.
Three
Make
hits,
5.
3. He could have hit 3 7-irons and been on the green and putting for birdie.
Make 5 and get out of there. You've got other holes to chase, and the second hole is another one. So, it's just – You watch what these guys do, folks, and watch the scores in second stage of Tourist Field. Go through all of them and watch the guys that are you think they're out of it and they come back and shoot a good score, or watch the guys that are leading. You think they got a shoe in, and next thing you know, they're out of it.
Now, you won't see, I don't care where you are in the world, you won't see any television coverage, but what you can do is follow the live leaderboards on the web.com tour, and you can access that through pgatour.com. Go to the web.com tour section, you bring that up, and then you can simply go and it lists all of the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, which is the final stage.
It's got the pre-qualifiers in there as well.
Yeah, it's got the pre-qualifiers. So you can go in there, look at live leaderboards, and you can follow maybe someone local to your area, maybe someone that you've followed in the past, maybe someone you know through a distant relative or whatever. But it is fun to watch this time of the year because not only do we have it going on for the web.com tour, we also have Champions Tours.
The finals are going on. Yes.
Going on right now, and we'll talk more about that on Pro Golf Talk Live a little bit later on TGD Today. TGD Radio and TGD TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, please be sure to navigate over to our featured course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much, much more. Need help with your next golf vacation? Give us a call at 844-GO-GOLF1. You can hashtag just call Dave or just give him a buzz at 844-464-6531. All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed in the past or missed currently, click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu screen at thegolfdirector.com. For Hugh Roy III, I'm George Honeycutt, and on behalf of our producers, we want to thank you for tuning in. There's more TGD golf news and information coming up next.